Good morning to you. Welcome to Up to the Minute. 26th. That's right. The 26th of October. Can you believe that? Halloween's almost upon us. It's beautiful weather outside. We're in the 40s. Boy, that's kind of nice. Well, we were in the 40s, I should say. Probably up to 60 right now. Dr. Lana Pagao is joining me right now. Lana, it is nice outside. I know you've been out there already, haven't you?
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's a pumpkin spice latte morning.
You know, I've been drinking pumpkin spice since the end of August now, so I can proudly say that. And I'll probably be drinking it as long as they continue it.
They have it out
at our favorite coffee shop, shall we say. We want to thank you for being here this morning. All of you joining us on Facebook Live and YouTube. We're here just about every morning. The HCC is in session live at 10 a.m. And Lana, you know you can also always watch the show in social media, and we're on HCCTV nowadays.
Yes, we're live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, and on YouTube. We're also on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and on HCCTV at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Lana, before we get to our guests, I got to ask you, Northwest College, I know you guys got a ton of things going on, but you also have a number of Halloween events coming up as well. Or I know you had one with, I think y'all had a showing of Night of the Living Dead.
Yes, and it's so popular. When we show movies, our community comes out. They love to set up their lawn chairs. We pass out popcorn, and we have a lot of fun. Yeah.
All right. Okay. We're going to be talking Halloween over the next couple of days, but our next guest here, Lana, you're going to be talking with very shortly. LaGina Harris is the founder and CEO of the US Space, and she's also a graduate of HCC's business plan competition. LaGina, good to see you.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you. So we're looking forward to hearing about the US Space and about your experience with the business plan competition. Stick around. Lana's going to be with you very shortly.
Will do.
All right. We're going to kick things off right now, starting off the show, a man who has worn many hats here at HCC. Dr. Michael Edwards is now the president of HCC's Northeast College. I say wear many hats, Dr. Edwards, because for a time being, you were over all of us here at the communications department as well.
Oh, it was a privilege. I learned a lot, had great fun with you. It's the voice. It's the voice, Todd.
Well, you know, you got to voice yourself. We got to refine it, and we'll put you on some commercials. Don't challenge us, because we will put you on commercials. You know that.
Well, I don't mind being heard and not seen. No problem.
Well, you know, we've got a number of things going on across the district, but you know, the big talk over the last few months is the Rock, and let's start with that real briefly, because you guys, your college is going to be the home of the Rock once it's up and running. I know things are already brewing with that.
Right, our Resiliency Operations Center, known as the Rock, is going to be the first in the world, actually, much less first of its kind in the nation, as a flood simulation training center. About 65,000 square feet of equipment, basically a retention pond, channels to control the flow and height of the water, a flood village, which would be sort of a high-rise building shell, all the assets we need to equip a simulation environment for first responders. So we look forward to that. And as I stated, we'll be the first probably in the world, but definitely the first in our country. And we look forward to that. We're very proud of that.
And this is going to be training not only citizens, but companies, but also the city of Houston, because I know you recently signed an MOU with the mayor of Houston, Mayor Turner. Maybe you can tell us about that.
Yes, part of one of the other features about the Rock is actually it's a center of excellence as well. Academically, somewhat sophisticated, based on the resilience movement, which means if we could do something to train folks to recover quicker, prepare more, to prevent, and some aspects of project management and disaster management, then we're a stronger community. We're stronger individuals. We're stronger in the region for some of the mishaps that happen occasionally. That's the conventional thought, and it's a multidisciplinary approach. So all of our centers of excellence, most of our workforce programs are involved. Thank you for touting the fact that the U.S. Department of Education recently awarded us a $2 million grant to further develop our curriculum, our multidisciplinary curriculum, as you say, to help train just regular citizens.
Yeah.
Mom and pop organizations, community-based organizations. It's a holistic approach. So all of Houston, the mayor, as you know, in his Resilient Houston program has indicated that by 2025, there should be a collaborative effort across the city of Houston to train at least 500,000 Houstonians in some appropriate measure of preparedness.
You know, this all goes back to a number of things we've experienced in Houston. Of course, it seems like we've been very fortunate this past year, but it wasn't that long ago that Hurricane Harvey, threw the whole city in a tailspin. I know you personally were affected by this with the evacuations itself. And it's something, I guess it changes you as a person. It certainly changed all of us with our way of thinking, and I'm sure it changed you as an individual as well.
Yes, it brings a moment of clarity to the work you do, the efforts, the activities you're involved in. Not that all of those are pointed in activity to reverse the course and scope of human nature, or Mother Nature. Right. But certainly you're more aware. I think your situational awareness, the idea of looking down 2 or 3, 4 or 5 car lengths down the freeway to try to anticipate things, I think is another skill set that you become acutely aware of. So those are some of the things we'd like to pass on, because we found out that resilience can be trained. People can actually learn how to be more resilient, even though conventional wisdom says it's a mindset, but we can also do things. OSHA standards, FEMA regulations, the difference between, in some cases, duct tape versus plywood, to be very, very, perhaps an oversimplification, but you get the idea.
Oh, yeah. I get it completely. I know The Rock is something we're going to be talking about. You'll be hearing a lot more of it as we move forward over the next few years. But let's talk about a few other things you have going on over there. You've got an Apple Innovation Hub. We've got a few minutes left. Maybe you can just tell us about that, and we'll cover a few other things too.
Particularly, we've targeted our Acres Home facility as the recipient of an Apple Innovation Laboratory. One of our colleagues, Dr. Madeline Burlow-Hopkins, the president of Southwest College, developed a great partnership working with some of our other colleagues with Apple. And those fine folks have decided to award a few of our labs fully equipped with Mac computers. I mean, they're beautiful. Right. They're bronze colored, and for coding and training, and we want to continue to impress them and develop more of these labs. In fact, our future design for that location may also include a Genius Bar. The whole environment changed, but you're going to hear more. We're going to be doing a lot to the Acres Home facility.
And you also have a 911 training center.
Yes. Recently, in another collaborative effort with, again, Southwest College, we were able to partner with Missouri City of Sugar Land, and also the Houston Police Department and their telecommunications division to design a 911 dispatch training program. That recently kicked off. We were going to start classes in December, and we look forward to that as we provide more and more suitable individuals for a rapidly changing area. And that's a pretty tough job. That's a tough job, right, being a 911 dispatcher. But great partnership again with the city of Houston, Missouri City, and Sugar Land.
And you also had a recent event called Stop Before You Drop. Tell us about this.
Well, in the life cycle of the student, of course, there's always sort of a perspective where students will then become aware of opportunities, and then it's our best effort to try to get them in. recruit them and understand that in our mission, we are truly the economic engine of the community, and we try to get them to be interested in our programs. Well, once we get them in, we need to hang on to them.
Yeah.
And hanging on to them means that at some point during the semester, there may be challenges, whether those financial challenges, time management challenges, even food. What you want to do is remind them of all the wraparound services that Houston Community College provides. And that's a key. So the Stop Before You Drop campaign, which is actually a campaign, is to bring the students in. Hey, we're here for you. Come see what we've got. And we're trying to get smarter at this too. And it's fellowship. They come together. We have music, prizes, and you meet people. We almost celebrate. We take time out to celebrate being human, which is extremely important. As we chase grades, as we try to do better in assignments. But remember, we're human, and we got something for you. If you're hurting, if you need, let's at least talk about it. We have some very nice people.
Dr. Michael Edwards, it's always great to see you. Thank you for being here on the show this morning. We wish you continued success, and we look forward to seeing you in the near future.
Thank you, Todd. Always a pleasure. Thanks, folks.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. We're going to turn things over to Lana. And Lana, you've got a very special guest who's from our business plan competition.
Yes. And can I first say, Dr. Edwards is one of my absolute favorite people. Absolutely love working with Dr. Edwards. So we are going to move on now to LaGina Harris. She is the founder and CEO of the US Space and the HCC Business Plan Competition graduate, or I should say a graduate. So welcome to the show, LaGina.
Hello, good morning. Hi, Dr. Lana.
So your business creates intentional, innovative spaces for women of color, women-led businesses, and women-centric organizations to thrive. Very impressive. Tell us more about your business.
Yeah, I am a fine visual artist. I've worked in several industries, including higher education. I'm a media personality, radio show and podcast and stuff. And, the number one thing about business is a lot of people, small businesses, they have problems or a challenge and they create solutions. And as I was moving through all of those spaces, I realized nothing was meeting my ultimate needs. And so I'm a geek. So I started doing research around women of color in business, women-centric organizations, people I volunteer with a lot. And I found that there are so many of us opening up businesses and starting organizations and these initiatives at high rates. And there's not enough intentional and really innovative ways to support us versus things that are being planned for us or about us, and then small amounts of money being dove down. And so before I knew what I was doing, I created the US Space in my brain. And then I finally wrote it down in a business plan and really dove into it when I moved to Houston.
Wonderful. So how were you inspired then to become an entrepreneur?
Well, I thought it was just me and a great idea. And then, as you sit down and think about your family and where you're from, and my mom, she's done a lot of work with and our ancestors and trying to figure out where we came from and all that. I'm a fourth generation entrepreneur. And so my great grandmother owned a grocery store, and opposite side of town, we find out that my great uncle owned a different grocery store. So that's where I'm competitive, I guess, as well. And then my great uncle owned a nursing home, and my uncle right now in Cibolo, Texas, outside of San Antonio, Harmon's Barbecue, he's owned a barbecue restaurant for like 10 plus years.
Wow.
So, and then my dad owned a radio station. And so it was in my blood, even if I thought it was my own idea. So there we go.
I was going to say it's in your blood. Wow, that's very impressive family. So what did you do growing up that led you to open the US Space?
I guess it would be a mix of like the way I was raised, right? Like family, God, and education were the things. When my mom worked at Texas Tech, we volunteered and picked up the mess at the stadiums, and I was a Girl Scout, and always volunteering and doing things, always being encouraged to like use my creative mind and be productive. And so even when I was a kid, and I'm just remembering this, I had a babysitting company to start off. So even starting there and looking at the things that my dad did, that my sister did, my mother being a boss within the military, it really stretched me to, I got my general studies degree, an associate's degree, and then a bachelor's, and then a master's degree. And then I found entrepreneurship. So I think that all of my life experiences has got me to where I am right now as far as the businesses that I own.
Right. So then the HCC business plan competition you entered, how did that help you?
A lot. So I did a trifecta. So I did Sure, HCC, and Hall all at the same time. But in particular about HCC, it slid into my inbox from one of my mentors. And I almost talked myself out of it. I was like, no, I'm not going to get in, because I've heard that it's a challenge to get into and that you have to have your stuff together. And, my mentor is very like supportive of me. And it's like, well, do it if you think you can. And I'm like, what do you mean if you think I can? So I went ahead and did the pre-qualifying classes. I think they were like financial classes, which was helpful because sometimes you don't have to get it the first time, but you need to start wrapping your brain around all the things you need to do in business. And that was one of those entrance points. And so I applied, I got in on the first time. And so I really knew I was doing something, because that's not always the case with everybody. And the big pieces that really helped me, and I shouldn't be saying this on camera because it's like a well-known secret, but that first 30 minutes when Sandra and the advisors say like, pop on early and just talk to us, that was so helpful. And then, reaching out to the advisors that were helping during the class, like afterwards. And then, just my personal advisors, I had two. So I had Kate Glasher and Coach Leah, and they both really supported me and challenged me at the same time. So it was a very big push-pull. And I feel like everything was already in me. So what they did was make me comfortable standing more in my moment.
Right. So tell us, what is next for Us Space?
A lot. So, in business, idealistically, you have to work backwards, because for me, I saw the vision very clearly and I understood what I was going to do from the beginning. And then it was like work backwards, how to. And so in 2020, when I like wrote down my business plan magically in one night and it came to me, I was like, whoa, this is a lot. And I was like, almost woke up like, wow, I did that. So then it was breaking it down and understanding how scalability works and how ROIs work, and venture capitalism versus like bootstrapping, which a lot of women of color and Black women in particular do with their business. So for me, it's, we're partnered with the Canon right now to create our physical space element. We have a beautiful virtual online platform for our members, partnered with Village Insights. So now it's looking at going back to the business plan, understanding the mission on the deepest level I can, and getting into our own physical space. So we're looking for partnerships with, city entities or people that have missions or monies to spend on, stuff like the Us Space that's supporting women of color and women-centric organizations in business. And we always want to be in communities of color or communities led by people of color, like A-Leaf, the 3rd Ward, the 5th Ward, the 2nd Ward. So we're really looking right now to scale. Our biggest problem is fitting into bigger shoes.
Yeah. That's great. Well, that sounds exciting. I'm so impressed by you. I'm so impressed by what you're doing. So thank you, LaGina Harris, founder and CEO of the Us Space and HCC Business Plan Competition graduate. Also, our Small Business Wednesday guest. We'll have more info about your entity after the show. So thank you again, LaGina.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Dr. Lana. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you both. Okay, we're going to move on to some announcements for the day. This is pretty cool news. HCC's Fashion Archive has joined Google. That's right. The Fashion Archive, a collection of historic fashions and textiles from the 1740s to present, has been added to Google Arts and Culture.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a renowned arts platform that features more than 2,000 leading museums and archives viewed by aficionados around the world. Now, it's thanks to a team of Central College led by the Director of Library Services, Erica Hubbard, and Fashion Design Professor Alex Chapman. HCC joins an elite group of Houston institutions featured on the Google site. Check this out. I know the dog's excited about it too. It's very exciting. HCC is one of only 2 community colleges in the entire U.S. With a collection hosted in one of only 5 institutions from Houston. Hubbard and Chapman will be on the show next week to give us their take and more fascinating details about this well-earned achievement. So congrats to them. Okay, MBA DA disaster literacy, that is coming up, looks like today, Lana.
Yeah, HCC, and I apologize. Somebody knocked at the door, and that is just a reason for the dogs to go off.
I thought the dog was excited about the Google archive thing. That's what I thought. The dog was going, yes, finally.
Yeah. So HCC's MBDA Pandemic Recovery Center will host a virtual presentation called Disaster Literacy Houston Stronger. Attendees will develop a better understanding of resilience, learn the role of emotional intelligence in a resilient mindset, and develop strategies to increase personal resilience. And you're right, that's today, starting at 11, right after the show. And we'll have more information in our post about that.
Okay, if you're into basketball, there's an All-Star Series 3-point shootout that's happening at HCC Central College. They're having some fun for fitness with an All-Star shootout. You can participate today from 1 to 3 p.m. It's happening today at the San Jacinto Gym. We'll have some information in our post on how you can take part in that. And Betachek Orman, that's coming up Friday night. Are you going to that by any way?
I've thought about it simply because I've got my old prom dress somewhere, which is the theme, high school prom. And so guests are encouraged to dress in their prom night attire. I remember my brother had his powder blue tux. Luckily, he didn't have that ruffly shirt, though. So the event is free and it will be in person, but those who can't join, can't be there in their prom best, they can still bid on items in the silent auction via mobile bidding. There's wine packages to gift baskets to VIP HCC parking spaces. There's something for everyone in this year's auction. And that is this coming Friday at the West Houston Institute. And we'll have more information after the show.
I did have not powder blue, but I had a powder gray tux.
Yeah, I remember those kind of pastel-y colors.
And I had a top hat and a cane, which I kept. And then the long tails. And then I think I know I had a black eye during prom from an accident in the drama class. But yeah, that was my life. Yeah. But yeah, those were the days. Those shirts are coming back too. In fact, I got to find one of those shirts after the show's over with. Anyway, Dance Nation by Clare Barron. Seriously, I'm going to look for one of those.
I love the idea of the top hat and the cane because I remember all the boys had those.
Yeah, and you got to keep those. Yeah.
It was like dancing at the Ritz. Yeah.
Okay, Dance Nation with Clare Barron. Consider this storyline. An army of preteen competitive dancers plots to claw their way to the top at Nationals in Tampa Bay. It's a Pulitzer Prize winning play about ambition, growing up, how to find our souls along the way. Warning, Dance Nation contains adult language and situations not recommended for ages 10 and under. It's happening 7:30 p.m. at HCC Central College Theater 1. Thursdays, Saturday, November the 3rd through the 5th. Reservations are suggested. So we'll have some information on how to do that. If you want to take classes before fall semester is over, what are you waiting for? Because we're about to sign up people for the spring, but you still have time, Lana, to get people in. There are 5 ways to learn. You can do a couple of them online, one in person, and then some hybrid. But the main thing, Lana, is to go register today.
Yes, register today because Second Start has begun. So students can still register. There's more intense sessions this month and even into November. So it's worth checking HCC schedules with some course options. You know, the online anytime, online on a schedule, our hybrid, our in-person traditional, and then our hybrid labs and studio courses. So for registration to all HCC programs, go to hccs.edu/apply.
Okay, tomorrow on the show, we got a special guest. She's a TikTok star. That's right. She does true crime horror stories, all types of creepy stuff. I've had her on another podcast, but she'll be joining us. She's known as Murder Geek 7. Amanda Thomas will be on the show tomorrow, so that'll be pretty cool. She'll give us a couple of spooky stories in time for Halloween. And we've got some other guests who are to be determined at this point. But we'll have a full show for you one way or another tomorrow, Lana.
Wonderful. And we will be welcoming HCC's Material Science and Smart Manufacturing COE, which recently held a manufacturing day that attracted more than 250 high school students, teachers, and industry partners. So,
all right.
Take care of that.
A lot going on tomorrow and Friday. Halloween's just around the corner, by the way.
Lots of candy.
Lana, thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. We're back tomorrow live right here at 10 a.m.